Eagles Outlook live on Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. Your radio experience you can count on. And I am Omoife Peace Osemere. Today on Eagles Outlook, we're going to be talking politics, and I have my guest right here in the studios. He is a Labour Party chieftain and also a public affairs analyst, the person of Dr. Mofoma Osereme. Good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Samari. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Well, absolutely. A healthy democratic system, they say, rely, on a vibrant opposition to offer alternative policies and hold the government accountable. Now, while some level of politicking is perceived to be ongoing, there are concerns about the current state of the opposition, particularly the PDP, that's the People's Democratic Party, and the Labour Party, especially as these parties have been battling internal crisis. Right, and now some analysts as well as political observers are of the opinion that the crisis within the PDP and Labour Party could be tracked to a lack of party ideology, weak discipline, and a focus on personal interest over party supremacy. While it raises doubts about their readiness to challenge the All Progressives Congress, the ruling All Progressives Congress in the 2027 elections, some critics have also blamed the judiciary for failing to resolve political disputes promptly, allowing conflict to fester. There are also concerns that moles are being deployed to deepen the crisis in the PDP and the Labour Party. Well, of course, the crisis, rocking these political parties, they are not new. As of course, this is not the first time we are having, cases of, political party crisis, whether due to, internal, pressure or external influence. But of course, we know, of course, that these opposition political parties, they have, major role to play, or roles, if you like, right? They have responsibilities, of course, to be held, responsible for. And amongst these responsibilities, you take a look at protecting, citizens' rights and interest in form of, ensuring that the government of the day does not infringe upon them. You also talk about monitoring government performance. In this aspect, you talk about constructive, right, and objective criticisms as opposed to a witch hunt. And also, exposing corruption. They play a vital role in uncovering corruption and holding the government accountable, but also providing alternative, policies and programs, giving citizens a choice and promoting healthy competition. But when you take a look at the progression of events, in Nigeria's, political dispensation, especially after every general election, it's more of the aggrieved parties. By that I mean the opposition, lambasting and tongue-lashing, the party of the ruling party of the day, criticizing the policies, of the government of the day, whether objectively, constructively, or otherwise. And it leaves, you with a question, which would be whether or not the opposition parties have been able, to further amplify the concerns of, the masses or the ordinary or average Nigerian, I beg your pardon, on the streets. I have with me in the studios, like I introduced earlier, he is a Labour Party chieftain and public affairs analyst. Would like you to know, of course, that we made efforts to get representatives, from the PDP and the NNPP, but all efforts actually proved abortive. So that's why we have just the Labour Party chieftain in the studios this morning. Dr. Mofoma, good morning, and thank you for joining us once again.
My pleasure.
Well, of course, we know that the Labour Party, let's start with, the crisis that has been rocking, the crisis rocking the Labour Party. I don't know if the crisis, have actually come to an end, but I think you'll be in the best place to tell us if the crisis rocking the party, have actually come to an end. And we understand just this morning that INEC has eventually, upheld or recognized Julius Abure as the party chair. But bring us up to speed on the progression of events in the Labour Party and where the Labour Party stands at the moment.
Thank you very much for having me. Labour Party as it stands at the moment, it's at a crossroad. I use that because the recent court judgment with stating Abure, recognizing him as the chairman of the party, which is contrary to what a lot of the party and national leaders wanted, has further exacerbated the crisis within the party. Yes, every party has its challenges. The PDP has their same challenges right now. Even the ruling party, the APC, has same challenges right now with their leadership. So leadership tussle issues. But ours, post 2023 general elections, and we did a post-mortem and looked at the whole lots of issues, and many of the problems we had could be traced to a lot of people became aggrieved and felt we needed to go in a new direction, which is normal. When it's like take a look at the management, which we have done, but some people have felt that it's a personal assault to them, or it's personal. They personalize the whole thing, and but it's not personal. It's the normal thing to do in any civilized society. So yes, now the Supreme Court, has affirmed him, but I'm aware also the caretaker committee and leadership of the party has gone to court also and filed an appeal. Yes. All right. So that's where we are right now.
Okay, yeah. So of course, for you, the crisis rocking the Labour Party is as a result of trying to ensure that due diligence is followed, and also to ensure transparency and accountability in terms of
counter accusations post 2023 general elections. Right. And the normal thing to do would be to look at it, with parties involved. Is this true? Is this not true? And all that, And it kept coming, and we also felt, that the party has been infiltrated. And
infiltrated by who?
Yeah, more elements that are working against the progress of the party. So some people say the ruling party has infiltrated our party and all that, so nobody knows what's going on for sure. But we just know that we need to go in a new direction. We should start by cleaning up the house itself. The vehicle we want to use to get there, we should fix it before we start embarking on the next journey, come to 2027.
But the issues, the crisis rocking the Labour Party at the moment, do you think they can ever be, addressed in such a way that you won't have to go back and forth on a particular issue for so long?
Yes, they'll be addressed. Like I said, an appeal has been filed already, and we'll see how that turns out.
Well, filing an appeal only means that this is going to linger.
It will linger, but it's the only way to legally do it right now. Or we use the National Working Committee, and which he is also a part of, and so it will linger. But again, the party can setting him back. He has the right to look at other vehicles along with the leadership of the party, vis-a-vis Dr. Alex Otti, Nenadi Usman, Senator Danity, and the rest of them. So we have a right to look in a new direction, and if that will involve talking to other parties, NMPP, SDP, whomever, right, then we should be open to all the options.
But does anything really differentiate the Labour Party from the PDP, the SDP, the NNPP, the APC, and other political parties in the country?
Yes, you see, sometimes you need to take a step back and look at, hey, I have the idea, okay, I want to do something, and but can I do it alone? Sessions, so that we can achieve this one goal. And what is the goal? The goal is to take Nigeria in a new direction. The goal is to rescue the masses. The goal is to end this endless hole of corruption we've put ourselves in this country. So if that's the goal, and you cannot do it alone, element of this or that, the ideologies might not all be the same. They might not completely match how you think, but you can make some concessions at some point and say, let us see how we can do this, and achieve this one goal.
From your own perspective, will it be intelligent to even say that opposition political parties in the country, they've actually lost their relevance or steam in such a way that when they a bite on the situation, on ground.
People are bogged down by what the government is doing this, or the government is, killing them or making wrong policies. People don't, even when they care, they cannot act. They don't show any support, because they are bogged down right now by immediate needs. People are worried about how to get the next meal for their children, how to pay the school fees. A friend of mine was crying yesterday, called and was crying that he could not raise the 150,000. He said his school started 2 weeks ago, and his kids are still at home. He needs 150,000 for the little girl to go back to school. He is complaining, and what is the fate of the rest of us? And one other thing again, the ruling party has done, very well, is to silence the dissenting voices.
How do you
silence
mean?
opposition.
How do you mean?
Look at the amount of journalists being arrested. Look at without trial. Look at the amount of. The other day, the End Bad Governance protests. People came out to say what you're doing is wrong. An elected government, the people that voted you, and you are shooting at them. Then those that have survived the shooting, you are arresting people and charging them for treason. For peacefully protesting here in Abuja.
But a reasonable number of them have been released.
Why were they arrested in the first place? Many of them were there for over 2 months straight. Why were they arrested? Why are they being tried for treason? They were arrested on bail. They were released on bail. Their trial is still ongoing. They were released on bail. It is wrong. It is wrong in all ramifications. There's no way to even look at it, beyond that.
So are you by implication trying to exonerate your party, for example, in such a way that you think the Labour Party would have done, better if given the opportunity?
Oh.
Well, Nigerians, an average Nigerian on the street will come on board to say that there is no difference between an APC politician, there's no difference between an APC politician, and a PDP or Labour Party. You all are politicians.
Yeah. It's one way to look at it. Most people are. Most of us are politicians now. But also look at it this way. There were a lot of people who came into the Labour Party that were not politicians in any way. Okay, who were just people who wanted a transformation for Nigeria. Someone like myself, I've never been in politics. I wasn't interested. I said politics was a dirty game. These politicians are all the same.
But isn't it?
I kept saying it, but it's not really like that. A lot of people came in, to try and fix the system truly. That's the truth. Peter Obi, his ideology, his agenda was, yes, we're all politicians, right? He's been in PDP, he's been, I know that, but he said, no, it's time, we need a new. There's nothing wrong with being a politician. There's something wrong when you don't do the right thing for the people as a politician. That's when it is wrong. But if you choose to do the right thing for your people, then it's a different story entirely. We've had some politicians who at least tried to move this country in the right direction. We had President Yar'Adua. He didn't live so long, but he did his best. Obasanjo, did some good things too. Jonathan, yes, he had his faults, but you could see he was trying to do something, But this last government and this current one has really messed things up for this.
No, but let me interject real quick. Was there any point in time where past leaders didn't have issues to contend with in the history of Nigeria's democracy?
No, there wasn't anything. There's always issues to contend with. There's always serious issues to contend with. But what has happened in the last 1 year has decimated our economy completely. There's never been a point where we had a 450% increase in fuel price, for example. There's never been. Yeah, there's always been a steady increase.
But isn't this as a result of perhaps ill thought out policies from previous administrations?
This administration is a continuation of the immediate past administration. The same party, same people, same thing. I see it as the same. And people might beg to differ, but same thing. It's a continuation. And these same people in government now, they defended the past administration and said they kept telling us nothing was wrong, we're moving in the right direction. They sang kumbaya to all the policies of the last administration. They are the people in government now. So now they cannot tell us, oh, those policies were the ones that caused what is going on now. Because then when we protested, when we said no, these policies were wrong, they told us no, they were right. We looked like the people were not patriotic then.
Okay, without dwelling too much on the government of the day, I think the objective of this conversation, right, is to look at the opposition political parties in Nigeria, and also to, if possible, suggest solutions to the unending crisis rocking these political parties, because somehow one would say that these crises have actually impacted the thought patterns of these political parties in terms of criticizing constructively and objectively the government of the day. Now, earlier you said something about influence, right? Somehow you try to link to the crisis rocking the Labour Party. And just yesterday we saw on the Guardian newspaper, yes, it was actually a blazing headline on the front page of the Guardian newspaper, that opposition in disarray as internal crisis batter PDP, Labour Party, NNPP. And it actually had a number of writers underneath that particular headline. And then this one, the first one here says, blame Tinubu APC for PDP crisis, says Ologbondiyan. So are you also going to tour the path of Ologbondiyan, why the Labour Party is having these crises at the moment?
I guess Ologbondiyan, he knew what he was saying when he made that statement. It would not be far-fetched for you to say they have a hand in some of these things, but not all of it. They will definitely have. It's the politics of the day. So you can try and destabilize the opposition and all that. It happens everywhere. But the extent to which you do it is the issue here. And we see a situation where somebody for example, in the FCT, who's at the helm of the affair in the FCT is in PDP and working for APC. And stifling everything the PDP.
No, but his appointment is actually based on competence, not necessarily party affiliation. Now,
appointment is based on competence, but what you do with it is based on what you do with it is what I'm talking about now. We see the hands. We saw what happened with how some of them interfered in elections, in Edo, in Rivers, and all that, right? So it is glaring. It's a tale that should be told. We cannot sweep things under the carpet, and just because we don't want to sound politically correct. What is happening in this country right now is wrong. We are being taken in the wrong direction, and the key actors, the key players, how they are handling the affairs of the country should be looked at critically. Because if we continue like this, it's going to lead to utmost chaos. This is the simple truth.
But let me borrow the word you used, critically. Now it brings us to the place of critical and objective criticisms. Would you say, because your party is also an opposition political party, right? Mm-hmm. Would you say that the Labour Party, the PDP, the NNPP, of which you all are one, in the real sense, would you say that your criticisms have been objective and constructive?
Yes.
Without sentiment?
Without sentiment, yes, especially for the Labour Party, I can say that every criticism we've put out there from either any of us, our principal Mr. B, Alex Oti, every one of us, it's constructive. The masses are suffering. So what happened in Ibadan yesterday? The serious protests. They blocked the army vehicles and all that, and protesting against the government of the day. So it's these protests are now getting spontaneous, unplanned, and these are things that the Labour Party is warning against. That look, people are getting more and more frustrated, and as frustration grows, people becomes more daring. It gets to a point, even when you try and quell protests, people will still come out. The more you try and quell it, the more there will be dissenting voices. So we are heading to that point. If the government of the day does nothing to address the hardship, then it's gonna not all go well for the entire country.
But do you agree that some of these, protests, right, in form of going out to air your minds, express, grievances with regards to, the harsh policies and how, these policies have actually, impacted the lives of Nigerians? Do you agree or believe that some of these, moves are usually orchestrated or motivated by the opposition just to cause a stir?
Maybe in the past, but I don't. All recent protests, opposition is not just causing a stir, and they are not being sponsored by opposition. Yes, they might be sponsored. There might be elements of people who are not happy with the way the government is going, who are not happy with the way, the direction of the country. It's normal. If you're not happy with something, you protest. You protest. The protest is a part of democracy. Protest and democracy
only
goes
when
hand
it
in
is
hand.
peaceful.
Only when it is peaceful. But
only when it does not, go against law and order.
All the protests recently have been peaceful. All the protests that took place in Abuja were largely peaceful.
All right.
It was the government forces that were not peaceful. They started shooting at protesters.
Well, dear listener, we are looking at the role of opposition in a democratic system or dispensation, if you like. What exactly are your thoughts? What do you make of the opposition political parties in Nigeria? Would you say that they've lost, their esteem or relevance? Would you say their criticisms have been objective and even constructive without necessarily, witch hunting the government of the day? Yes. I mean, the policies that have been rolled out in recent times, almost everyone, if not everyone, is feeling, the impact, right? But in terms of criticisms, in terms of, charting the way forward, would you say the opposition political parties, they've really done well? The numbers to call this morning to be part of the conversation are 090-8766-8888 or 090-7353-0044. You can send a voice note or a WhatsApp or message rather to the WhatsApp portal on 090-9705-4450. Let's see if we can take this call. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, my dear sister Efe.
Yes.
I greet you. My name is Alami from Central Area. I had to go live on our YouTube channel to put a face to the voice. And I'm not in any way ridiculing our guest, but I must say that our guest is a perfect representation of what has become of the opposition in Nigeria today. And it is sad. Please fact check me as I'm speaking. Efe. Tracker, a project under budget. They just released the breakdown. Before they even release the breakdown of the expenditures in the 2024 budget of each state, I already have it as an expose and concern Nigeria. And I'm going to be quoting the expenditure of Abia State, Alex Oti, who up until now is still paying 18,000 minimum wage. Alex Oti's Labour Party is starting to pay, is going on 6 months. Alex Oti, the same governor, budget 1.5 billion for the renovation of his office. He budget 2.8 billion for building of a film village. Another 2.8 billion to buy bus for the government house and FBAs under the government house. Under the same Alex Oti Labour Party, 2 months ago, it was exposed and reviewed. In just 6 months of being in power, they have spent 700 million on feeding. These are what the government of the day, the APC and PDP are doing. And Labour Party, they rode into power in Abia and 38 House of Reps members and 8 senators on the premises and promises of changing the leadership down to back to National Assembly. Labour Party had over 30 House of Reps members. They have 8 senators.
Could you please
yes, in conclusion, has Labour Party shown any alternative leadership? When they collected the 165 million SUVs, it was Labour Party Senator Kingibe, my senator in Abuja, that went on national TV and said it was prayer that was sent to their mail. My own senator representing me in Kogi West
So what you're saying is that the Labour Party as an opposition political party has not really been fair in terms of criticizing the policies of the government of the day. Is that a point?
Yes, opposition has died. Labour Party has nothing to show that is alternative for what we are seeing. They have connived and become part and parcel. The moment they won election, they resign, their opposition signature, and they have fully, embraced the APC policy. That is why we have not seen Labour Party oppose any bill that has been sent to National Assembly.
Alami, thank you so much for calling. Let's take another call. Hello, good morning to you. Hello. No, you react. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning, my sister.
Yes. What's your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Honorable Edward Fonapo.
All right.
Yeah, you asked, I extend my greeting to our guest. You asked our guest a serious question there, and I expected a serious answer from him. But I didn't understand the answer he gave to this thing. I am not in any way bringing him down. I was a Labour Party member. I was a Labour Party candidate in the past election. I know what we passed through. As candidate, you ask whether there is a difference between these political parties. Go to APC, a lot of factions. Go to PDP. In fact, it cannot say the worst. Labour Party that we are expecting that maybe here they will do better. It's the worst. So how can you not nominate a good leader when you yourself cannot put your house in order? And Labour Party, because of all this treatment, we will, as candidates, House of Senators, State House Assembly, our presidential candidate will come to state, we will not even know. And we are the security vote of the power of the presidential candidate. There's ESCO. We corner him to somewhere we will not allow to even see him. We need to get a message from him because maybe something will be given to us. Is that the person that will nominate a better candidate? So I'm telling you, you have a good question. I give the to answer. Labour Party is completely. I am disappointed. What are these problems for? How can you not come together and fight as an opposition? Look at what is happening in the country. Can they come out and say the truth? No. Because how can they come together? They are not together.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for calling. At this juncture, we're due for a commercial break, so I'll let you hold your thoughts. We'll go pay these bills and we'll be back in a moment to take more calls. Just stay with us.
Eagles 102.3.
My people, the thing where they happen for my area,
Do you think I will now find out that you have contract to bring fresh girls?
I brought you from the gutters. Who gave you all the connects? MDG who? Without me, you would have been nobody. But
Join Media Coalition and Awareness to Halt Human Trafficking, MICAT, on I Wish I Knew radio drama every Saturday at 10 a.m. Let us join hands and kick human trafficking out of our communities. I Wish I Knew radio drama, brought to you by MICAT in partnership with the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, and funded by the Embassy of Denmark in Nigeria.
Welcome to Feminism Friday, where every Friday is a celebration of gender equality and empowerment. Tune in to Eagles FM 102.3 from 11 a.m. to 12 noon on Friday for inspiring talks on gender roles, women's rights, and inclusivity. Join us for inspiring conversations, insightful discussions, and the best part is that you get to contribute and be part of the program. The show will spotlight the champions of feminism and offering actionable steps for a just and equitable Nigeria. Feminism Lab, where your voice makes a difference. Take action with us now. The program is a production of Feminism Lab, sponsored by Friedrich Ebert Stiftung, Nigeria.
Have you heard of the latest car maintenance, overhaul and repair service center in Abuja?
Oh, wait a minute.
BB Empire Motor Services Limited is the place. We offer a wide range of services which include full engine repair, brakes and discs, lubrication, industrial spare parts fabrication, digital diagnosing, injector and rotor servicing, wheel balancing alignment, vulcanizing, spare parts of all cars, car checker, recovery of vehicles, AC servicing and repairs of all kinds of cars. You can visit us today at a state-of-the-art multi-digital workshop located at plot 1374 Cadastral Zone C16 along Julius Berger Road, Idu Industrial District, Abuja. You can also call us on 080-6433-3100 or 090-1066-0869. BB Empire Motor Services Limited, the solution for your car needs and services.
No offense to the commercials. It's just that we want to see other audio.
Eagles 102.3.
And we're back. Thank you so much for staying with us. And if you're just joining us, this is Eagles Outlook live on Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja, your radio experience you can count on. And on the show today, we are looking at the role of opposition in a democratic, system or dispensation, if you like. And the big question we're asking, would be whether or not the opposition political parties have actually lost, a relevance or, steam, and looking at the progression of events and also, criticisms, right, of policies and reforms that have been, rolled out in recent times, especially under the present day, administration. The numbers to call are still 090-8766-8888 or 090-7353-0044. You can send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal on 0909-705-4450. Please, when you call in to share your thoughts, as always, stay civil, keep your emotions in check, and avoid the use of vulgar or obscene language. We have some messages on the WhatsApp portal already. I'm going to exhaust them in a bit, and the earlier you send your voice note, I think the better. That way we can actually, touch on them. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Omo Efe. God bless you, ma.
Yes, thanks for calling.
I booked your bed this morning. My name is Hundu, taking me all the way from Nasarawa State.
All right, Hundu, thanks.
Yes, I want to applaud your guest this morning for doing justice to some of the questions you asked him. However, I wanted to add that you asked him earlier if his candidate of the Labour Party would have done different what Tinubu has. I've already said one thing, that
Hundu, is it possible for you to call us back? Your voice is breaking. I don't know if the network reception is actually not so good from your end. Please, Hundu, please call us back. We can barely hear you. We can't really make sense or get sense of what you're trying to say. Please do well to call back, all right? Let's see if we can take this one. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Omwete.
Good morning. Thanks for calling. Your name?
Good morning, UFM, lovers, listeners, and our guest in and around Abuja, Dr. Lajide from Wuseto.
All right.
I'm greatly happy for bringing for us to discuss about the question today. I'm greatly happy, and I hope we will continue in this manner, so that we will even hear from them what they will do different. They're going to be surprised that these people, they are not ready. I'm sorry to say. And if they continue in this manner, this government that is bringing hardship to all Nigerians will still continue. Because they've not put their hands together. And we continue to say it. No man cannot be moving around alone and think he will do it alone. The people that are in position today, they should go and learn how to take galvanize themselves together to defeat sitting government. Labour Party especially they don't have that idea. I'm sorry to say. But people will tell us that you are Yoruba man, you are following this. But we are not seeing it. We are not seeing anything they do or their plans to start that can make people follow them. People are angry. They are looking for alternatives. But where is the alternative? And when we call and ask, the only state Abia that came on the platter of new Nigeria, what is the difference in that state? That you can say, okay, look at Abia now, that they can showcase as a platform for people that are looking for alternative to click onto. Look at what is happening. Look at their arrest member. They collected everything that party collected. They didn't reject it. There has no any voice from the National Assembly. Look at one representing us in Abuja. Do we even know that we have a Labour Party senator? Do we even know we are in Abuja? But we were saying they should bring their heart together and give this government run for their money. If they continue this way, I'm sorry to shock people. This government will still win. Not by cook, not by me. Because the opposition has not put their hands together. Right. Look at the Labour Party we are all looking up to. Look at the way they are in disarray. God bless you people. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Dr. Olajide, for your line of thought right there. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, Mayor. This is Hundu calling back.
All right. Please welcome back. Your voice was breaking earlier.
Yes. I was saying that I believe that Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar, they would have done a lot of things differently. Having said that, all the three contenders in the last election, they all agreed that they were going to succeed. But I believe not this way that Tinubu on the very first day he declared at the Eagle Square just after being sworn in that subsidy is gone. No. One man does not make a promise. I believe that Peter Obi would have gone into the office, Atiku, to study his handover note and possibly to make consultation and to see after the moving forward. There are some things that will happen to Nigeria economy and the rest of Nigeria that they will not be able to bear it, and they will take caution. But there was nothing on ground of such. Subsidy was just removed. For example, those who were working like from Maraba to Wuse, that they were collecting 40K, government would have first of all provided an alternative transportation that able to take them for like 200 or 250, so that even after moving also they can still maintain their jobs. But such thing never happened. At the end of the day, those who are working for 50K, 60K, they are out of jobs. And again, today, because the economy is largely dependent on fuel, everything has stopped because of the cost of transportation. Food items, materials, and etc. And Nigerians are saying we are integrated. Unfortunately, we have a government that do not listen. Unfortunately, we have a government of I do know. They do know everything. If we advise them, they will not take it. And people say we want to prepare for the unborn generation.
Let's leave it here for now.
And you're talking about we want those who are alive to survive first.
All right, Hundu, thank you so much for calling. Right, let's try to make our contribution. I mean, in 2 minutes or less. That way, we get to accommodate diverse views on the show this morning. Looking at the role of opposition in opposition political parties in Nigeria, and of course the way forward. It is very important. The numbers to call if you're just joining us are still 09087668888 or 09073530044. You can send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal on 09097054450. All right. I just let my guests, react to some of the, views that have been expressed thus far. I think you really wanted to react to the first caller. Alamin, if I'm not mistaken.
The first caller, I can't remember his name. Alamin, yeah. There were a lot of misinformations he spilled out there, about leadership of the party. Okay, Abia State, for example, has commenced the payment of the minimum wage this October, and they stated it before they will resume paying this October, the minimum wage for 70,000 naira, and they've commenced. So he cannot be saying Abia is still paying 18,000 naira minimum wage. And Alex Otti, His Excellency, made it clear that when he took over the government, he meant a mess in Abia State. The government house was even dilapidated and all that. So it's a good thing to do the renovation. Yeah, the cost, yeah, I don't know how that went down, but how they did criticizing the Excellency Peter Obi. Yes, the truth is, you say you were a candidate of the party. I was also a candidate of the party in 2023 general elections. I was a senatorial candidate in Edo Central. And I'll tell you, some of what you said about the party structure shielding the candidate each time he came to your state, to campaign, that was correct, And these are some of the things we're trying to change, because we found out that the structure has a lot of flaws in it, and it is the right thing to do, to restructure the whole thing. That's what some of us have been advocating, and that's why some people have been adamant, have refused, and have said no, they must continue in the old ways, But we're saying no. The party is big now. You've moved. It's like you're moving into a little village, and all of a sudden the village blows up because of your presence. Now the little amenities you have can no longer sustain the size of the village. So what you do is you look at what you have and where you are going to, then you plan, you put new structures in place, to contain that will meet the standards of the new states you are in.
All right, let's see if we can take this call. I'll let you hold your thought. Hello, good morning to you. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. My name is GB.
All right, GB, good to have you. Please go ahead.
Good morning to your guest.
Good morning.
It sounds like it's a Labour Party member or supporter or apology. Opposition parties in Nigeria are not really fulfilling their role, and that is fair to our democracy, because if you not share, we will have a one-party state. This is not good for us. PDP, if you look at it now, they are struggling to survive. Labour Party, they came in with the obedient movement, but they have lost that flavor because of the fact that those who came as a obedient movement, they came in as a tenant, and they want to uphold the landlord of the house. And I say, no, you met us here. First of all, before you can become part of the house, from a tenant, you have to come and back for many years. I mean, your party, your guest was saying that you came to a village, and because your president is now a glorified town, and that ministry cannot accommodate. They know that before we join, the Labour Party do not have structure in Nigeria. I mean, they're coming in and they attracted people into it because of Obi. Then you have to take it easy. The people you made, you can't just use a wipe and wipe them out and take over the house. They will assist you. Now, because I validated Abure as chairman, I know that you get to Supreme Court. If we can establish him, everybody has to come on the same table and say, look, we cannot continue this way. Let's see how to trade off with give and take.
Are you still there?
They've secret themselves. What I'm saying is that the opposition party has supported Nigeria. They have not played their role. It's not too late. They can make it better if they want. But the obedience, if they continue, because the obedient have not been supporting the party at the grassroots, the agenda is just for Obi to become president.
All right.
Look at it.
Without dwelling too much on a particular, personality in that party, let me ask you this, GB, just to engage you a little further, if you don't mind. Do you think that a possible merger between the opposition political parties, by that I mean the Labour Party, the PDP, the NNPP, the SDP, and the host of others, could actually give the APC a run for its money?
I did not hear you well. Your speech was mobile or middle of. I did not hear you very well.
All right, let's leave it here because of time. Thank you so much for calling, GB. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Yes, the question also, to ask would be whether or not a merger of some sort, between these opposition political parties, can actually change, the tides or the fortunes of Nigeria's, political system or democracy that we are practicing in Nigeria. I'll take one more call and we'll put an end to the caller's belt this morning. Good morning to you.
Now I can hear your question
all
now.
All right.
The merger is a possibility. The selfish interest of the champions of the merger will not allow it to hold. What I'm saying, Kwankwaso, Obi, and Atiku, if they come to merge together, will PDP want to change his status and change his name? No. He will not want. He wants everybody to gather the umbrella. And Kwankwaso and Obi will not want that. So the merger is a good thing, but I'm telling you that the selfish interest of those who will champion it will tear it apart, because they are not bed of the same fellow. What separated them is still there. Everybody wants to achieve the president. As people want to be, Obi wants to be. So who will now step down for one another? And all of them that today have not shown that humility, that accommodation. I can trade off something so that all of us can become together. I've not seen it happen.
All right.
If you look in separate party where they are, even Akpakpaso in NNP, you see that there's problem there for him. He's also trying to fight a way out to take the control of the party.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, GB. So let's quickly take some of the messages that we have on the WhatsApp portal this morning. This one here says, good morning, Ife. It is a misconception for people or Nigerian politicians to think a particular candidate hold the magic, wand to revamp Nigeria. Let opposition party in Nigeria learn to support the ruling party in power by providing them their own blueprint to the solution, to Nigerian economic development, not sitting back waiting for election. Waiting for 2027 is a political illusion. How are we sure if their party is in power, they will do better? We need to do away with these political afterthought mentalities, saying every government is not good. Nigeria is not so easy to govern. Abbas from Dutse there. Thank you so much for that message. And then this one here says, the Labour Party and other opposition parties are the major problem we have right now, because they've all embraced and frolicking with the ruling party. Can our guest give us one instance where the over 30 House of Reps and 8 senators of Labour Party, his party has opposed any bill, loan seeking, prayers to mailboxes of these elected officers in the National Assembly? Peter Obi, their presidential candidate, was on a national TV 4 days ago, and when he was asked what he would have done differently from what the president is doing now, he said, and I quote, "I will continue to pay subsidy to defend the naira against the dollar and borrow more." This was what Peter Obi said, and this is what Buhari did in his 8 years that got us to where we are. And a messiah that have the solution to our problem is telling us he would revert to the same way. Alamin from Central Area, thanks for that message, although you called earlier. This one here says, good morning, Ife, and our guest in the house. This is James from Suleja. Before the 2023 election, Labour Party used to be just one of the plethora of political parties with no relevance whatsoever to the scheme of things, but the coming of Peter Obi transcended the party to one to contend with. It is really unfortunate how the major opposition parties have led themselves to be set against themselves. First, Lamidi faction was used to try and wrestle the leadership of the Labour Party. It was akin to, what Ali Modu Sharif was used to do with the PDP back then, and with Wike, the PDP was successfully hijacked. Until politics in this country is demonetized, we will always have people who can be bought in party leadership positions. In the land of the blind, even a one-eyed man is king. Worst is happening in the ruling party, but is swept under the carpet in the name of party supremacy. Nigerians are feeling the heat of the ill-thought policies of the government, and their complaints and cries are justified. As such, they do not need to be mobilized to protest. I expect the government fanboys to feast on this topic today. James from Suleja, thanks for that message, but of course, that's your opinion. And the last one here says, good morning, Eagles FM. I am Blessed Sonny from Niger State. Can I have numbers to call? I missed it when you were calling the number. No opposition in Nigeria. All right. Thank you so much for that observation. You probably joined, the conversation late. I'm not sure I can take more, messages or even calls because time is not our friend. So I'll just give my guest a minute, if you can, right, to react to all of the contributions and also make your submission.
Yeah, thank you very much. The opposition in Nigeria is really weak. Like many of them have really pointed it out, and it's due to no fault of the opposition themselves. I still blame the ruling party and the government. There's so much force. There's so much ill misconception and about people when they dissent against the government, and they take it too far. Again, what we are practicing in Nigeria, I won't call it democracy anymore. It is almost coming out an authoritarian regime, where you cannot speak against the government, you cannot say anything, and each time you try and say something, you land yourself in trouble. A lot of people are afraid. Like I said, the majority of Nigerians are boggled down by everyday challenges, and they have major challenges to contend with. So they tend to put the issues of governance as backbone and secondary. And so that is one major reason why you see the opposition is not strong. But again, the opposition will come together. There will be alliances. There will be new frontiers, and we will work stronger.
All right.
All we want is a good governance for our people and better living standard for Nigerians.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr.